Welcome to the Activity Tracker training. There are two ways to access the Activity Tracker. The first is through the intranet site in the top navigation. The second is through your department team site. In that site, there are two ways to access the Activity Tracker. First is the large button within the home page. Second is a link in the left navigation near the top. When accessing the Activity Tracker for the first time, you will see this default view. The stopwatch, it's stating no activities recorded, the question prompt of would you like to add one now, and the Add New Activity button. This is the only time that you will see this view. Select the Add New Activity button to begin. You are now taken to a new view, which is how you will see the Activity Tracker from now on. Starting in the top left, there is an Activity Tracker logo with the version number. Whenever there is an update to the Activity Tracker, an email will be sent out notifying you of the changes and the new version number. Upon accessing the Activity Tracker after that notification, you will want to pay attention to the version number and make sure it matches. If that number does not match, then you will simply refresh the browser. This may need to be done a few times before it updates for you. To the right of that is the Service Desk bell icon. This will open a new browser window, taking you to the Service Desk. To the right of that is the checkmark icon, which is the Save button. You will use this whenever you update one of your activities. To the right of that is the large plus sign, and this is the Add Activity button. To the far right is your name and your profile picture. If you do not have a profile picture loaded, your initials will appear. Just below the header bar on the left side is a banner that states Adding New Activity. This will only appear for a new activity entry that has not been saved yet. Below that is the Timer Start button, which will change to the Timer Stop button once pressed. To the left of that is the duration of time for the activity. The default when an activity has not started is Start the Timer, to remind you to start recording your activity. Below that is the Department drop-down field. It defaults to your department. This controls what activities are able to be selected, so you only see what you need to see based upon your department. However, this option allows you to select another department when you are supporting them and performing one of their activities. To the left of that drop-down is the Billable, Non-Billable toggle switch. This too changes the options for the activities you will see. If the activity you are recording is billable, you will want to toggle the switch over to billable. The default is always non-billable. After selecting the activity you are performing, you can select the agency related to the activity. The default is internal, for when your activity is for internal company purposes. Upon selecting the drop-down menu, you're able to start typing in the agency's name to search for it instead of having to scroll through the menu. After selecting the agency, you can now select the payer. This functions the same as the agency drop-down with the same search capabilities. But the default is set to Not Applicable, for when a payer is not applicable to the activity. Next, you have the quantity field. This allows for you to enter in a number that represents the amount of items you resolved or worked with during the time of the activity. This number could be the number of authorizations you worked with during your call with an agency or a payer. Next, to the right is the dollar amount field. This is for when you have an activity that has a dollar amount associated with it. This amount could be how much you were able to get collected for an agency. Upon entering in the amount, if the amount does not have change, you do not need to place the decimal with 2 zeros. It will be added for you. Below is the activity note. Here, you can add a note for your activity so it is easier to remember what was specific about this activity. There is a character limit of 60 characters, and when you get down to 10 characters, the help text below changes to red. Upon selecting the Timer Start button, it changes to a Stop button, and you will see your activity listed on the right side. Notice the red background and the hourglass icon. This is to let you know this activity has started, but not stopped. Also, notice in the top left, just under the logo, there is the Start timestamp. Upon selecting the Time Stop button, notice the End timestamp just underneath the Start timestamp. Also, notice the green circle with the white check mark to the left of the activity date. This indicates this activity is complete. Also, the Timer Start button is now disabled. If you are entering in an activity for a project, it is best practice to enter in the project name within the activity note. Notice, once you've started your next activity, it begins the recording, but your selection is on the previous activity. Also notice, as stated before, the dollar amount has the decimal with the 2 zeros. To get back to the newer activity, simply select it from the options on the right side. Notice the change in the view. Instead of a solid red bar, it is now a white fading to red background. This indicates this is the one you are currently viewing. Also, the completed activity background is now a light blue, along with the check mark to a muted gray. Your selected activity will always be a white background so that you know which activity details you are reviewing. However, when you are adding a new activity, the previously selected activity may remain white for its background. Another best practice is when you are taking training, in the activity note, type the name of the training course you are taking. Another ability within the tracker is to select the Save button before selecting the Timer Start button. This will flag the activity with the red background and the Start the Timer statement with an exclamation point to bring special attention to you not starting that activity. When you select the activity you have not started, notice the Timer Start button is still active. However, when the activity is done, the button is disabled. One thing to keep in mind is that you are not able to resume nor edit your times. If you are using the attending internal meeting, the best practice is to have a note about that specific meeting. When using the attending meeting with agency, best practice is to notate the first and last name of the person you met with and the topic. As you use the activity tracker throughout the day, pay close attention to those activities that remain with a red background. Make sure you resolve them before you clock out for the day. If you make a mistake on one of your activities for either start time or end time, you will need to notify your supervisor so that they can make the edit for you. Always do your best to enter in the information in real time. It is crucial for collecting accurate data for the purposes of this tool and the business. If you are a supervisor and one of your direct reports notifies you that they need their time entries edited, you will be able to make that change for them. Your view has one additional tool, which is the View As drop-down menu, which allows you to select your direct report's view and make edits to their entries when needed. Upon selecting one of your direct reports, if they have not made any entries, you will see the same view you saw when you first accessed the activity tracker. If they have records to see, you will see them just like you see yours. On that note, pay close attention to whose view you are looking at, yours or theirs. Upon selecting one of their activities, you have an additional option down in the bottom left corner of the form. It is an Edit Date and Time toggle switch, allowing for you to edit the time on that specific activity. For this, we are going to make it 5 minutes long for this activity and then save it. Notice the duration updates as well as the end timestamp. To get back to your view, simply select the View As drop-down menu and select the X next to the name of the direct report that you selected. You are now back on your activities. If you have any issues with the activity tracker, make sure you select the Service Desk bell icon to access the Service Desk site. This icon button will open up a new window for the Service Desk ticket site. When you're done entering in your ticket, simply close the browser and you will see the activity tracker again. This is the activity tracker.